I'm the first one to do that. I bet you never knew that. Back like a tailbone. Who you got the tail on? If it ain't about me, about whole D, about face. If you ain't on higher, learn it. The soda in the pot and the fire, burn it.
Before we get started with the review, I have to first apologize to the fans who are so used to my non-gear with my critic teacher sports jacket and the glasses and the earrings. I can't wear that today because I just got a couple of tattoos done and I do not want the sports jacket to get in the way of the art. This is one of them. Pretty nice, right? Don't look half bad. In fact, this turned out better than I expected. See the red outlines right here? That's popping out. It's part of the symbol, but the ones that is pussing out, yeah, that's blood. So I'm sorry if I'm sorry for those who are a little uncomfortable with the sight of blood and stuff. I'm kind of the same way. And here is another one. Right here. There we go. I'm a huge fan of Psycho Diver for those who are familiar with my channel, so I've been wanting to get that tattoo for a long while. But anyway, Plane. Plane is a 2023 American action thriller film directed by John Francis Richey and screenplay by Charles Cumming and J.P. Davis. Pilot Brody Torrance saved passengers from a lightning strike by making a risky landing on a war-torn island, only to find out that surviving the landing was only the beginning. When dangerous rebels take most of the passengers hostage, the only person Torrance can count on for help is Louis Gaspar, an accused murderer who is being transported by the FBI. This film has honestly caught me off guard. Not because of it being released and it kind of didn't have that many announcements, or maybe I was just sleeping under a rug lately. But what I mean is that it caught me off guard is just how well done and well executed this film was. Like, I was literally pulled in from start to finish. No dull moments, no unnecessary scenes, no hidden agendas, nothing. This film is a film of what is based on, of what you're buckling down to prepare yourself to. And the thing is, even though the beginning half of the film, I was already pulled in for how well done the pacing was, but at the same time, I don't think I was strapped on enough of what the film was going to throw at me from the long run all the way to the end. This film will pull you in. This film will satisfy you, and this film will make you cry, especially if you are a sensitive tearjerker like I am. Aww. And I'm gonna have to say the performance, especially with Gerard Butler's character, was phenomenal. Practically one of the best acting performances he's done since 300. The film picks up pretty quickly. As soon as the film starts off, we are introduced with Gerard Butler's character. Now, as we begin to know the terminology of the film and how things are going to take place, it's not really nothing to be confused about. They are supposed to be in a plane trying to fly over a storm, and then all hell breaks loose. But before hell breaks loose, we get intense gravitation when it comes to the storm, and I thought that was great because before the storm starts, we are already introduced with the passengers. We don't really know more. We already know about the names of the characters, or basically why they're in the plane and who their families are. Just Gerard Butler's character and Mike Coulter's character. But what I did like about the pacing with the passengers is just how immersed and how scared they was when they was introduced to Mike's character, because by him being an accused murderer, they don't really know that, but at the same time they know that something was not right with him. So we as the viewers, we're aware of this, so we are trying to see how things are going to get taken place. And by them being on a cautious level of him being set in the back and him giving them kind of on guard looks, I was already concerned about the passengers, and I thought that was well put and that was well executed. Then we get introduced with the lightning strike, and by the lightning strike happening and the plane like going out of control and passengers was not listening to being strapped on the seatbelts, yeah, I was pulled in. I was beginning to be on the edge of my seat because, man, that storm was pretty intense. It actually scared me at a point where I I'm already uncomfortable flying planes. I do not like being in a plane. I feel like being in a plane and going into a plane crash is way more deadly than a car crash. And then me seeing me seeing how intense this plane crash and the storm was impacting the plane and the passengers, it just them not being strapped on and them dying, literally getting killed by the collisions of them hitting seats. I was like, yeah, I might just take a car. And I thought it was smart because when Gerard Butler's character somehow managed to land the plane, we are introduced to Purge Island, where these bandits and where these people would take these passengers hostage. And after me being immersed with the passengers by them surviving the lightning strike, these passengers end up getting taken hostage. So at this point, I was already on edge. I was like, you know what, these people already been through hell. Now they gotta go through this. And I didn't want them to die. I did not want them to go through any more like shit. So the film has done well by the pacing of these characters. They don't want us to make them feel like just kill off slaps of meat. The action is pretty good too. Now I really do wish that the action was kind of more engaging, because when Gerard Butler's character gets ambushed by one of the bandits in Purge Island, it was an intense fight. Now some people may think that it wasn't really that engaging, but the reason why I thought that fight scene when he was on the phone trying to call his family to let them know where he's at and let them know that he was safe, I think that scene needs to be praised more than it deserves, because that scene was uncut. There was no skipping at all. When that scene happened, it happened without no type of editing. So that was acting in perfection. And what I like most about Gerard Butler's character is that he does not kill people. And he has to. And when he has to kill people, you see the emotion in his eyes. You see where the aftermath of his character begins to inflect on to the story. And at the same time, it's relatable. Like when you kill people, how are you going to react to that? And when it comes to Gerard Butler's acting, he kills people in almost all of his films. But only a couple films, he begins to have this remorseful gesture. And I'm beginning to notice this because when I seen Greenland, when he killed somebody in the first time in that film, he had that same type of impact emotion. Mike Coulter as Lewis on here was also pretty good. Now, by him being a fugitive, being an accused murderer, I want to know more about his story. They don't really give us enough, but enough for us to know that what he has done in the past, he don't really want to talk about it. So I feel like by us knowing, someone else needs to give us that type of story. But his character giving me enough to know that he believes in second chances. He believes in redemption. So it kind of gives us that type of yin and yang to Gerard Butler and Mike's character. Gerard Butler, he wants to survive because he has a family at home, and these passengers is his responsibility. Now, for Mike's character, he wants to survive because he feels like this is a chance for him to do something right by him saving the lives of the passengers. And by them sticking together, by him not having no choice but to be with Mike, I thought that won me over. I thought that was very good pacing with the character development as well. The film is very, very, very good when it comes to adding things together and not taking things in place. Out of place is what I'm essentially saying, because there are gunplay, there's fist-to-fist combat, there is even stealth combat. There is so much action here, and don't get me wrong, it's not like it's like 5 to 10 minute action. It is so quick, it is so fast, and I like stuff like that because when you see things in real life, people don't try to interact with things when it comes to them trying to make sense of it. When you're in the heat of battle, you go by skill and visionality of how to inflict weaknesses onto certain people. That's how this film is, and it's more into like the rash and ricochet of reckless gunplay, because by them being in Purge Island, these people are not to be reckoned with, they're not to be reasoned with. And I thought that was necessary and believable at the same time. This movie is a very big, heart-throbbing experience for me. And I'm pretty sure people who watch the film can relate, especially the ending when they try to get out of this island and so much hell breaks loose. And I was really on the edge of my seat so much. I was like, are they going to survive this? Are they gonna survive this? Please, no one get shot. Please, no one get hurt. Please, no one die. I was pulled in from start to finish of this film, and honestly, I don't have nothing bad to say about the film. I really don't. This film is an hour and 40 minutes, and it just passed so quickly. When it comes to the beginning of the film, when you get pulled in by Jawar Butler's character, when he begins to escort the passengers into the flights, when you get pulled in by Mike's character, when he begins to give these passengers a fair aspect of why he's in the plane, and how everything gets executed with the plane crash, by them being in this island, and how they're going to survive and how they're going to interact with each other when it comes to the do of the pacing of what the film has executed for us. This film is great. It's fantastic. And for those who like action, suspense, thriller, or even a purge adaptation, stop watching me and watch this film. I'm going to have to give Plane an A+. I don't really like to review films like this because I feel like a blockbuster film, people are going to look at blockbuster critics. But I feel like by me being an underground critic, I put things into a perspective that mainstream critics don't want to bring up, because now they're not really saying things out of their own mind. They are controlled by fans that they are tiptoeing through eggshells that they cannot say to offend people. That's why I said that this film don't have no agendas. A lot of critics won't say that. But for people who watch my videos, I always say stuff like that, because Hollywood rarely make good films. They rarely do. And their main strength is movies like this. And when they do movies like this, they try to appeal to a lot of fans, and as many fans as they can, if you believe that, just so they can push out that message. But I feel like if you want to push out a message, make a film that's based on that. Plane does not do this. It stays in this lane of what it's based on. And that's what this film is strong, in my opinion. But other than that, that's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for more of my upcoming reviews and videos headed your way. This is Hugo, your critic teacher, and you guys have a good day. Even though I don't look like a damn teacher at this point.